is up, everybody? Kenny here from Archive Tactics once again, and today I also have my teammates John and Tyler with me. Say hi.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be going over Mortal Ambition and the little bit of spoilers that we got from the product sheet, and then we're going to be going over the new ban and restricted list. There's some pretty spicy things that we saw in there, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Um, at Ascent Taipei, they released the product sheet for Mortal Ambition, and there's actually some pretty juicy stuff in here that I'm really, really excited for. You guys excited?
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
see that.
Oh
As we can tell, like we can see, like in the background, they have like some dragons in there.
Oh yeah,
So it
like
would be kind of
all
cool
this
if we
cool
did get
stuff
some
right
more
here.
dragons.
Yeah, if we can
Yeah,
get some
like you
more
can see like
dragon stuff.
the waterfall.
Yeah, the waterfalls and like the dragony looking mountains and stuff. I watched a video earlier from
hmm
someone else that was talking about it as well. So if we can get like some cool like dragon stuff, then that'll be real interesting. But let's go ahead and jump in. Let's talk about the world setting. Five regions come together with distinct life and culture, each shaped by its unique geography and heritage to create this world known as Sanguo. Sanguo, something like that. To the east lies the bustling Nan-Yue region, where commerce flows through its harbors and citizens fill the streets, a metropolitan marvel of mercantilism. On the opposite end, the southern Ritai province is a quiet mountainous region best known for its temples and the towering Kidaio Mountains, home to the esteemed Zahaidan sect. Zahaidian, something like that. To the west, the Yunzo domains stretches across the vast rural farmlands. Despite the predominantly agrarian lifestyle, I think that's agricultural, is what that's talking about. Large cities centrally linked to the many farm hubs, bending tradition with progress. At the heart of Sangwo lies the Jinghu region, named for the beautiful, massive lake at its center. Legends speak of the sleeping deity beneath its serene waters. Despite this, perhaps because of this, the capital thrives with life, creating a harmonious blend of nature, legend, and urbanity. Okay, so we're definitely getting some, like, I want to say, uh, kind of some Sun Wukong kind of vibes, like that whole kind of story. What do you guys think?
yeah, I feel you on that. It looks kind of like ancient Chinese, sorta, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely whenever they're hitting on water, you can tell that there's gonna be a lot of good water cards out of this set, just based on how the lore is just for this area.
Silence, Mr. Water Control Man.
Hey, hey, hey.
hmm Yeah, I also can see that's like they can also put like some wind because of the fact that it's like I know like in the culture they
Mm-hmm.
do have like some stuff that involve like with wind. Like if you think about like Sun Wukong,
Mm-hmm.
so it'd be interesting to see the kind of art style they actually go into it for the set.
Mm-hmm. Like, kind of looking at the conflict and where the Grand Archive comes in, though, I'm really curious about that as well. It says, one true ruler, that is the condition imposed upon Sangwo's order by its deities. And now, the very thing that could tip this world into ruin. With rising discontent among commoners and internal bickering in the Emperor's court, the sudden appearance of a cursed grimoire in the midst of an uprising sparks a new war fought amongst its citizens, but also the once human Yaomo. Those who seek power clash to claim the empty throne, unaware of the truth behind the imperial seal and the danger that the unclaimed throne poses to the world as a whole. Politics, ethics, and romance will affect allegiances as the world splits into opposing factions, and the countdown begins for a new ruler to be crowned before it is too late. Now, here's where the Grand Archive comes in. Now, the champions have arrived from the Grand Archive to find and anoint the one true ruler of Sangwo. Some bear the experience of having seen other worlds, while others shoulder the burdens of their past, each with their own understandings and ideas of how to save this warring world. However, regardless of their approach, each champion has the same goal in mind: save Sangwo and take one step closer to godhood. As they attune and adapt to their new surroundings, they will uncover the secrets of Sangwo and find new purpose and surprising alliances. But with the romance, ego, and faith being challenged, will the champions be able to call themselves heroes, let alone save the world? that's some crazy world building. That gives us a lot of information, I think.
I really hope we're not going into like a love triangle or any greater shape than that in this
Oh,
story.
yeah, I don't think they would. Weebs has done really, really well with like keeping the shipping and stuff like that to a minimum, I think, but I feel like we're kind of going into kind of like the Sengoku War a little bit from like
Yeah.
the from Japanese history and stuff like that. If we're going into like warring factions and almost like a I hesitate to say Dynasty Warriors if any of you guys have played those games, but it really sounds like there's gonna be like faction synergies. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you
definitely.
control another of this faction, do X thing. You know what I mean?
That's fair, yeah. It could introduce a new ally trope, something like that. And it's also kind of unique whenever you consider what the conflicts are going to be like within the cards themselves. We can definitely
Mm-hmm.
see probably a lot of fire cards coming out of this just through the battles and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And they talk about that a little bit more on the actual Mortal Ambition sheet, which is sheet 4. But do you guys want to go ahead and jump into the starter decks?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am so excited for both of these. Like, oh my god, because Warrior was the first deck that I played. I thought I would love Lorraine, and Lorraine's cool, but it just didn't really fit my playstyle, and then I met my boy Rai. But the Jin starter deck, a level-headed warrior determined to fight against the story fate has written for him. 60 card main deck, 12 card material deck, featured elements Wind Exia. So we get a new advanced element here. What do you guys think it's going to do?
That's a really good question. This could definitely do with something just based on what the set's like. It could definitely deal with something with manipulating the top card of your deck because it
Mm-hmm.
says right here that he's trying to change his fate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like another Arasana.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Now,
well
now,
because if you look like right here, if you guys can see my mouse, where like those little spiritual wisps kind of parts in this art,
Mhm. Yeah.
I feel like it may be summoning dragons. But then again, I have some more theories about that for the next starter deck, which I'm even more excited for. But
yeah,
John,
and I
John,
was
what do you
just
think
gonna bring
about?
that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. As like looking at the art and stuff like that, we can see like they have some flowers, but they're not pinkish enough to be considered as like a sakura flower, but they look
Mm-hmm.
very similar to them,
Oh yeah,
right? And
100%.
then we can see like those little golden cloud trails, maybe smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes me think that like maybe this guy's like able to like float in the air somehow.
Mm-hmm. Are they gonna introduce
So
flying? Nah,
maybe.
stealth already is kind of flying in this aspect, but I do think we'll get a new weapon. I think we're gonna get spears. Because if you look at what he's
Okay.
holding, like he might have a signature weapon that's a spear.
Perhaps.
It could be a spear, or technically, because it's like I think they were using glaives during those times,
Yeah,
so it could
spear,
also be a
glaive.
glaive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it just
like,
just depend on how they want to categorize it.
yeah, I do like the manipulating on top of your deck theory. Is like, oh, if you reveal the top card of your deck and it's this element or something like that, then you do X thing or whatever. I feel like that is gonna be super duper cool if that's actually what it is, and it's warrior, which oh my god, another wind warrior, guys. Like more
Yeah.
allies strategies. Here we come.
Yep. I was about to say just pushing
Mhm.
more of the creature meta or the ally meta into effect.
Which that might not
Mhm.
even be what it is at all. Because remember what John was saying this weekend was wins a toolbox.
Mhm.
So
Wind definitely does have tools.
it could be even like about like suppressing and like blinking, suppressing, making it go away and coming back to
Mhm.
get more on enter effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Uh,
that's one of the things I also noticed about Win is that like Win kind of plays more into the gimmicks of most decks. Like if you look at Rye, if you really want to utilize the enlightenment, Wind has the best support for enlightenment.
Oh yeah,
Like
Wind has a lot
so.
of enlightenment stuff. Which sneak peek for a
Mhm.
future video, we might be talking about that. But yeah, and then of course each starter deck has a randomly inserted CSR, and of course I'm gonna be getting one of each at the bare minimum, one of each.
Ooh, here's my thought. Are we gonna
Hmm.
get another shirtless
Oh,
art?
you
Hey,
you and that thirsty Tenora CSR, man, like
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's cash grab right there.
yeah, Weebs understands definitely thirsty Weebs, no pun intended. But let's
I
jump
mean,
down to the next one
like
because
look.
I'm really curious to see what you guys think for the next one. Oh, by the way, everything's releasing October 11th, so sets dropping and the decks are dropping at the same time. Let's jump to the next one,
All right.
Kong Ming. I am so excited for this. You guys have no idea. Kong Ming starter deck. A bashful mage, unaware of her own talents and desperate to prove herself. 60 card main deck, 12 card material deck, Water Terra Mage. Water Terra Mage. Like, I don't even know what they're going to do, but she looks awesome. I'm really excited to see what she's going to do.
Definitely has some interesting elements right there. Water Mage is not really what you see a lot of, especially mixed with the Terra element. Water
Hmm.
Terra normally reserved for someone like Sylvie or older Sylvie. Uh, Definitely gonna be a new interesting mix up.
Hmm. But that's what's interesting though, is they could take it a completely different way. It could be more of a token strategy like Tenoris, where because Terra just means like earth magic kind of thing. So like Sylvie's like harnessing, she's like a druid type, that's why she's Terra. But man, I think she might be all about how do I say this? She might be all about making a bunch of like maybe stone golem tokens or something like that, because you guys know that like crazy SR from
Hmm.
DOA,
Yeah,
that's like
I
the that would be crazy if we I'll throw it up on the screen somewhere in here of the SR that I'm talking about. But man, if oh my god, if like that might be a key card in there, or she's making like a bunch of like little earth elementals or something like that, that would be, I feel like, really cool.
Hmm.
That's fair, but you
What?
also have to think we could also go into the gathering mechanic a little bit more, branch out
Hmm.
with a little bit more Arasana support, especially since it's still water as well.
Yeah, Stillwater as well, but this could be like, because remember Sylvie was a little controlly in the Water Terra starter deck, her first one.
Hmm.
So this could be like hard control as well, which would be real interesting. Which, Tyler, that might be right up your alley.
Yeah, absolutely. I've more than likely going to be the first one I get.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to be on the lookout for more spoilers when spoiler season starts, probably in, I want to say, September.
Yeah,
Early
probably
September
around
is when we'll
September.
start getting a little bit more spoilers. But man, I am so excited. You guys know I'm the mage guy. Tyler's the control guy. We could be totally wrong, and this could be right up John's alley, and just like the whole Unga Bunga smack decks.
Yeah, you never know, honestly.
Yeah, never know what Weebs might be cooking. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump down to the actual like box set and the description about it, because they put some really cool stuff in here. Mortal Ambition Booster Pack. Welcome to Sanguo, a vast land fertile and rich with culture and tradition. Join the champions as they uncover the secrets of this world's guardians, engage in its politics, and discover romance while saving the world from its impending disaster. Will they save Sanguo in time, or will conflict and war drive it to its end first? Mortal Ambition is a standard set that supports all 7 classes with a focus on mage and warrior. So all the classes are getting support. So that means literally everything. We're seeing Guardian, we're seeing Ranger, which is really interesting because I don't know how they're gonna fit like guns into like an Eastern, like Asian themed set. But hey, if Ranger gets some more gas, I'm totally down for that. Um, but yeah, like, what do you guys think we're gonna see in this? There's 229 unique cards in the set, 238 foil variations, 15 cards in each pack, obviously, 24 booster packs per box, and 6 booster boxes per case. But if you look here, MSRP box price went up a little bit. That just means the game's growing. I'm willing to pay a little bit more because I love this game. But yeah, what do you guys think?
So with the full 7 class support, I think it's gonna be a little tough. However, I think it'll be welcomed no matter what. All cards, all archetypes always need new updates. Everything's always vastly changing.
Hmm.
I'm really interested to see what they bring. Personally, for the assassin, I think there could be some really cool assassin cards with like
Hmm.
the set just in the theme of having assassinations and things like that with the political strife.
Yeah, which that could come into a huge play. And of course, the art already looks gorgeous. I'm super excited for it. Um, but looking at the rarity, there's 75 commons, 59 uncommons, 55 rares, 32 SRs, 8 URs, 11 CSRs. So we're gonna see 11 different CSRs, and then another serialized ultra rare,
Really?
like the like the serialized Tristan. Shadow Reaver is the one where it was like there's like 700 of them or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what it's gonna be because I mean that there are 2 main heroes in the set, so I wonder which one they're gonna choose.
They're probably gonna go with Mr. Spearman Jin, I think.
Probably, I could definitely see that, especially since they posted him first.
Yeah, there might be your thirsty card there, John. But yeah, like John, what are your thoughts? What do you think is they're gonna do here?
Well, the one thing I'm kind of afraid of is Stealth getting more support because right now I feel like Stealth in the game state it is a really good mechanic for defense, but the only problem is
Yeah.
that it's really hard to deal with, and like a lot of decks right now don't really have too much of an answer because there's not a lot of True Sight, there's not a
Hmm.
lot of Cleave, so it's like if you're playing like anything but Mage that can hit them with spells, it's kind of just like you just gotta
Yeah,
deal
it,
with it.
it makes it a little hard, and like Tyler noted in his deck profile, stealth is one of those like keywords that it's so strong to the point where it's really oppressive and hard to like just like get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. As I noted in my deck profile, especially with the card Nia, being able to name any card and it also having stealth with 3 toughness to boot makes it almost unkillable at that point.
Yeah, bro, Nia is absolutely bonkers. Like whenever you drop that on me and I'm playing Rye, I have to pray to God I pull an Anger the Skies, or else it's just otherwise it's GG at that point. But yeah, and then first edition boosters are printed in a single wave and won't be reprinted. So get in there quickly because we have to hope. And then there's like the launch kit and stuff like that where stores can apply, and event kits where they get demo decks and like tournament packs and all that good stuff. So, ladies and gents, talk to your LGS and get them to register on Omnidex and get them to register for each season so they can get the event kits and you can get those really cool promo cards. But let's look at the minimum advertised price policy thing. It's a little bit different than MSRP because minimum advertised price or MAP is 30% below MSRP. So MAP for a booster box, what stores buy them at, is 75.59. So MSRP for the boxes like we saw above is like just in the hundreds ish. So we're actually kind of sitting at a good point right here. I think this game's super affordable. I think to get into. Like for GCR, you guys don't. Do you guys agree? You don't really need a GCR, but it's certainly nice to have, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, definitely because of like the last set, we have the budget GCR. It's not
Hmm.
really that much needed anymore.
Yeah,
So
it's
at
really
least for
not,
casual.
at least for casual. But like, if you're like us and you're playing at a pretty decent competitive level, it's pretty hard to like not warrant a GCR or some kind of divine relic. But yeah. So if we're happy here, do you guys want to go ahead and move on to the ban list?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, ladies
I'd
and
like to
gents,
see what they updated.
we also did get a new ban list. We'll talk about the summary first. Korhazi Outlook has been added to Category 1, and they also removed Varuk and Freezing Hail from the watch list. So no changes in Cat 3. So currently no cards off the ban list or added to it. Please free my boys Reckless Conversion and Crystal of Empowerment. Weebs, please, I'm on my knees begging.
Now those cards need to stay banned. They
No,
were very
no,
toxic.
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
no, Skinny. No, they deserve to be there.
Reckless
Yeah.
Reckless Conversion did nothing wrong.
Yo, I still think it's funny that like when I bought the Arasana deck, it had Crystal Empowerment, and I found out like the day
Yeah, no,
after I got it, it got
Rye
banned.
had it. Rye had it too, and I love. Honestly, you guys want to know why Crystal Empowerment is banned? And here's my hot take. Don't cancel me for this, Grand Archive community, but Merlin ruins everything. Merlin was abusing Crystal of Empowerment. That's why we lost it. Rye, it works so well in Rye, but Merlin ruins everything because she abused the heck out of this card to get to her kill turn fireball faster. But that's my rant. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, we didn't lose anything or gain anything in the ban list. Uh, Category 2, things that Weebs considers pretty problematic and are being heavily watched. Erupting Rhapsody is still there. Please ban this card, Weebs. Please. Merlin ruins everything.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of sad it didn't get to go up there into that category 3, but I mean, I understand that they're wanting to keep it around just for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I understand it, but in the online games that I've played, Merlin has just dumped a bunch of fire cards and then just goes, "Hey, I'm gonna play Erupting Rhapsody," and then rocket up and banish all these fire cards and just murder you, in addition to killing you with a fireball or something like that. It's so annoying because Merlin gains levels so much faster than Rye, and I hate it. But yeah, Rhapsody deserved to go to Cat 1, or Cat 3, but stayed in Cat 2. I understand why they did it though. Anyways, here's where the big changes are. Cat 1. This category consists of cards they don't consider problematic in the current environment, but could be a problem in the future. Currently has 5 cards. Korhazi Outlook got added, but they took out Varuk, which is that fire domain, and Freezing Hail. Korhazi Outlook is a card that they're taking a closer look at, monitoring for future meta shifts as a consideration for game design. On its own, it has the capability to a little bit too accessible in preventing interaction, because we know there's a lot of decks recently that have had a lot of interaction, which I feel like that's what Weeds is trying to go for. But yeah, Korhazi Outlook on enter, put a prep counter for 2, fantastic. 1/3, kind of hard to get rid of, and you can just start punching people. But the class bonus, Tristan, I use as my Tristan deck. Remove a prep counter from your champion. Opponents can't activate cards this turn, and you get to glimpse 1. Activate this ability only during your turn. This card's bonkers. This card is absolutely freaking bonkers, right?
I agree, only because it has that class bonus. If it didn't have the class bonus, this card would just be another 1/3 body that just puts a prep counter. That class bonus really elevates it to the next highest status.
And the best part is it's an uncommon. Like in FTC, like a buddy of ours just opened up a case of FTC and he probably pulled like 50 of these things. Like I understand if it was an SR or a rare, so it'd be a little bit harder to get a hold of, but as an uncommon, this card's nuts. John, what do you think?
I think it's mostly because of just like the nutrition, because of how much she can generate with preparation, and that the utility that can use it with preparation. This card is really good on her
Mm-hmm.
compared to like how it was being used in Xander, because
Yeah.
Xander wasn't really abusing this card, even with like the preparation you could make on him.
Yeah, because we
But
don't
it's
really
just to just.
Yeah, we don't really
Yeah.
see Wind Xander as the thing, because it's either Water Xander or Fire Xander, and those are two vastly different playstyles.
Mm-hmm.
Wind Tristan, on the
No,
other
like,
hand, especially with the release of the Recollection decks, is just nuts. Like, I only
mm-hmm.
lost to the hard control matchup on Saturday with it. Thank you, Tyler.
You're
But
welcome.
yeah, Tristan abuses this card so much. I love it, and I understand why they put it in Cat 1. Chalice
Hmm.
of Blood
Yeah, and I
Stayed.
think this goes with too what I was saying about like Win using
Hmm.
how it's such a good utility deck because it's like another win card that focuses on gimmick, which is preparation,
Yeah.
and now that it's really actually using those preparations and is actually able to manipulate, it's becoming way more powerful than what
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah, Wind does it all, I feel like. So since they're kind of looking at it, yeah, it's a thing. Chalice of Blood stayed in Cat 1, which I'm okay with. Please don't take another piece away from Rye. Please let me draw my cards. That's all I want to do. Creative Shock stayed in Cat 1. I honestly felt like they were going to ban it.
I felt like they were gonna move it up to Cat 2, honestly. It's been a pretty powerful card in both the Rye and Merlin decks,
Well, not
as
even
well
that.
as Kyogre as well.
Most fire decks play it. Any like I've seen a few Fire Diana decks play it. Like most any card that plays fire plays this card because it's just filter. You draw two, discard a card. Cool. I draw two cards and I discard a floating memory that I don't need that I can use later. Like it's nuts. And then mages abuse it even more. So Merlin and Rye is cool. I discard a fire card that I don't need. Cool. Pop your I don't know your Dream Fairy, your Snow Fairy, or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
John, what do you think?
I mean, I use it. I use it just for the fact that it is hand filter, and you could use it to discard floating memories, which does help a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
me personally, I don't really see it too much as a threat. Once again, it's like I think the main reason why this card is even considered to be a threat is because of Merlin actually using it and how Merlin can utilize it. Because let's be honest, Merlin is very not a very unbalanced deck. Like
Merlin's
there's no balance in Merlin.
yeah, no, because she's dual class. That's the problem. Is she's dual class, and
But
yeah, did you guys see what won the Ascent in Taipei that just happened?
mm,
No, I have not been watching a lot of Ascent here recently.
Wi- Wind Lorraine won the Ascent in Taipei.
Really?
okay.
Yeah,
It's been a
and
while
then
since I've seen Rain Deck win something.
I believe my boy Rye got second place because Rye's a punching bag.
Of course.
Hmm.
But yeah, anyways, back to Merlin. Like Merlin is such a problem because she does it all. She gets the best of both Crux with warrior cards, and she gets the best of the mage cards with fire. Like
Hmm.
she's insane. I feel like she's a
Yeah.
little
Oh,
overtuned.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised we didn't really say anything about this earlier, but the set that the set that's coming out, they said they're going to be primarily focusing on mages and warriors, which means
Which
Merlin is
Merlin's getting
basically
even
getting
more
double support.
Merlin's getting even more gas, but yeah, Crux is fine. Crux is fine. Crux isn't fine. Um, but yeah, Dream Fairy stayed as well. The 1/2 with stealth on enter. Return target ally you don't control to its owner's memory. Opponents can activate cards with that ally's name as long as you control Dream Fairy. Dream Fairy is bonkers, right? You just
I'm
like,
really surprised Dream Fairy didn't get moved up to tier 2 either.
yeah.
Because just being able to return something to somebody's hand and just saying, no, you can't play this until you find a way to deal with it without
Mm-hmm.
attacking it, it's really hard to do with that. And some of
It,
these creature
Hmm.
focused decks.
yeah.
Hmm.
Especially like, oh, cool. Let's say I have three Korhazi outlooks in hand that I'm just about to spam out, but I only played one on my first turn. You say, oh, I'm gonna send your one back to your memory with Dream Fairy, and then the other two in hand are just dead cards at this point.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
literally just become essentially floating memory is the only
Yeah,
thing you can do with
yeah.
them.
And then Scepter of
Yeah, no.
Lumina, which I find it funny they have Proxius Vault cards in here. Like I understand like they're testing cards and stuff like that, but Scepter of Lumina is such a good card, which Tyler, it surprises me you don't play this.
The only reason why I don't really play this here recently is because it is a cleric scepter, but there's also just that pay 5 in order to draw 2. I just can't justify it taking up a slot when I have assassins and the orbo choking fumes and
Hmm.
the Caliburn silencing in the deck as well.
Yeah, but it's the as long as it's the second effect that's the thing. It's like there's no class bonus, so there's no downside to you playing it. But whenever your champion levels up, deal 4 damage to target champion you don't control. So you delay like turn 2 when you normally would go up to level 1, you drop this, okay? And then you dungeon guide, burn them for 4, and then you just level up like normal. That like they're taking 12 damage when you level up from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3. They're taking like 8 right there, not 12. My math is terrible. But still, like that extra 8 damage, you kill them quicker.
You're not wrong, and I can definitely see why you would suggest it. I will take a look at it in the future and see if it's debatable putting it in,
Hmm.
test it out, and whatnot.
But yeah, that is it for the ban and restricted update. After that, the next update is going to be on August 5th, so we are going to be sitting in this current meta that we are in for about another 2-ish months. Honestly, I feel like the meta's in a really good spot right now, besides Merlin. Um, but yeah, most dominant elements right now, I would say, are probably wind and fire.
I would agree as well because water feels like it's starting to get left in the dust a little bit. It's starting to have to rely upon those negate activation cards, playing Nia, things of that
Hmm.
nature, just being able to stack your opponent out longer into the game. That way you can actually have a chance.
Yeah, but also there was a Nico list that topped as well at the Ascent. No, it was one of the Luxeris map opens or something like that, but there was an event recently where a Nico list topped, and that was insane. Brett's gonna be really happy about that. You guys haven't met Brett yet, but you will.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh, I don't know, because it's like, I know that water is supposed to be controlled, but I don't know how I feel about it being too heavily up there in the control
Hmm.
aspect. Because it's
Yeah.
like, you have to kind of draw a line in like in a game where it's like there's just too much control, and then it
Hmm.
becomes like an unhealthy state. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I'm a little bit worried about. Because it's like, it's kind of like with Dream Fairy. Like Dream Fairy, it's like really strong just because of like how much control it has,
Hmm.
and it's just how hard it is to remove.
Yeah,
Like I know it's
absolutely.
like that's one of it is the card I hate the most to play against because like I only play 2 allies in my deck, so it's like once it snacks one, there isn't really much I can do, especially playing Tenoris, because the only way I can actually get rid of it is if I have Flame Sweep, which is a warrior card, so I have to wait till level 2 to get the strength just to kill it, or use a turn to get a weapon out just to kill one.
Hmm.
And if not, wait till I hit level 3 so I can use the Neo's element cards that can deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, you're just waiting so long, and plus, by the time you get to deal with it, half the time the card's already gone from your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for today. Mortal Ambition is looking to be real good. Weebs has been cooking. And then the banner restricted list wasn't as catastrophic as my paranoid Rye player is. So, yeah, that's it for today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.